Since we know social skills programming is so important and critical in a good ABA program, let's talk about some readiness indicators. Now, these indicators are not necessities, but they are just areas where if your student is showing these skills, social skills programming is probably perfect for them. The first is the ability for the student to follow basic instructions. We call this instructional control. So if you're going to work with social skills training, meaning you'll have other students around your student, you want to make sure that your student can actually respond to instructions, at least some minimal instructions. Sit down, give me 5, look over here. Second, eye contact. Now this eye contact may be with just an adult initially, but you do want the student to be able to look at another when they're speaking. The third item is low levels of inappropriate behavior. This could be low levels of aggression or low levels of self-stimulatory behavior. You want the student to be able to manage their behavior if they're going to be interacting with other peers. There are multiple reasons for this, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the module. Another good indicator is the student's ability to request. If they're going to be in a social environment with other peers, you at least want to know that they can request for items or activities with an adult initially so that we can then work on having them request with a peer. Now this requesting could take the form of vocal behavior or the words they use. It could also be signs or pictures or an assistive technology device. But some skill in requesting is usually a good sign or a good indicator of readiness for social skills programming. Next, the ability to imitate. Remember we talked about observational learning. Well, you want to make sure that your student has some ability to imitate an adult before you put them in a social environment. Lots of what we're going to be asking them to do is watch what your peers are doing and do the same thing. So some skills in imitation are also a good indicator. Lastly, the ability to play with toys appropriately. You may have to teach the child how to play with a toy appropriately in a one-on-one discrete trial session before you work on social skills. That might look like if you have a farm, you may have to teach the child how to gallop the horse around the farm or take the toy cow and put it in the barn. Those may be skills you need to teach first in a discrete trial environment before you work on them in a more social environment with other peers.